Yeah, let's unpack this. We're doing a deep dive today on a really core piece of infrastructure.
Mhm.
We're looking at the huge engineering challenge of moving uncompressed Ultra HD content. I mean, we're talking full 4K video at 60 frames per second.
Right, and moving it across long distances without any signal loss. Distance has always been the biggest enemy in these high-end AV jobs.
And that's where this specific piece of kit comes in.
Exactly. That's why we're looking at the PureLink HTX II-RX HDBaseT receiver. It's, the endpoint designed to solve that physical problem.
It works with the central HTX II 8800 matrix switcher, right?
It does. And the mission, really, for you as the installer or designer is to get this huge data pipeline from point A to point B reliably, not just 4K, but that really rich 4K 64.4.4 signal.
So let's start there. The first big insight is how it beats that problem of distance and cable mess.
Yeah.
And that's all about the power of a single cable.
It all comes down to HDBaseT technology. This little box lets you extend all those signals up to 330 feet.
100 meters.
100 meters. Yeah. Over just one standard category cable.
And the physical simplification there is just immense.
It's huge. And you have to think about what that one line is carrying. It's not just the video and the high-def audio. It's also a full-on infrastructure channel.
So it's got Ethernet for network connectivity.
Right. That's standard. But it also has two different kinds of system control baked in. You've got two-way IR and RS-232.
Okay, that's a key distinction, I think. Most people get IR infrared. It's
Right.
simple, line of sight, turn on, turn off.
Exactly. Just telling the device what to do.
But what does that RS-232 channel add to the mix?
RS-232 is your deep diagnostic command line. It's what the big, sophisticated automation systems use because you get two-way feedback.
So you're not just shouting a command into the void.
Not at all. You can send a power on command, but you can also ask the display for its current status. You can check its temperature, run diagnostics all remotely. That level of control is vital.
And speaking of simplifying the physical setup, we have to talk about power over cable or PC. I mean, I've seen installs that just look like a nest of wires just to get power to every single TV.
PuC cleans that right up. This receiver draws its power, which is a pretty modest 11 watts, max directly from the central matrix switcher.
Over that same single cable.
Over that same cable. So you run one line for your data, your deep control, and its own power. It makes troubleshooting so much easier down the line.
Okay, so we've simplified the wiring and power. Let's talk data integrity. The spec sheet says this thing needs an 18 Gbps data rate. Why is that number so important?
It's totally non-negotiable. It's the absolute minimum you need to support true 4K at 60 Hz in the 4.4.4 color space.
And 4.4.4, to keep it simple, means full color detail. No compression.
No compression artifacts, no color banding, no blurry text. You see that sometimes with, say, 4.2.0 compression. For presentation graphics or high-end gaming, you want 4.4.4. This receiver guarantees that fidelity over distance.
Yeah, you can't perform it without compliance. I always think of it like a bouncer at a club.
Mm.
If you don't have the right ID, the screen just stays black.
That is a perfect analogy. And this is fully compliant with HDMI 2.0B, but the real key is HDCP 2.2.
The modern copy protection.
Right. Without HDCP 2.2 compliance, your entire system just locks up the second you try to play copyrighted 4K content from a streaming service or a Blu-ray. This guarantees the client system won't fail when they hit play.
Plus, the audio keeps up with the video, supporting things like Dolby Atmos and DTS:X.
And one last practical touch here is ARC support, audio return channel.
Right, so if the TV at the far end has its own apps,
Yeah, if it's a smart TV, ARC lets you route the audio from that TV back to the central matrix, all over that same single HDBaseT cable. One wire doing even more work.
so when you put it all together, what this HTX II-RX really does is act as a synthesis tool. It takes all these complex requirements, high bandwidth video, power, sophisticated control, and just unifies them onto one reliable line.
That's the key takeaway. Infrastructure simplification creates system resilience. And because it centralizes everything, power, video, control back to the matrix, it leaves you with a really interesting question. Well, what are the broader implications for long-term maintenance when every single endpoint, every display can be managed, diagnosed, and even rebooted from one central spot?